is without doubt the most endowed continent in terms of natural resources, yet she lags behind the other continents by a significant gap according to all human development indicators. The population of Africa is nearly 4 times that of the United States of America, yet the continent's GDP is much smaller than that of the state of California alone. Even more contrasting is the case of Japan, which is physically smaller than Zimbabwe, but whose economy is 3 times that of the whole of Africa. What can be done to successfully turn Africa's fortunes around? In 1963, Ernst Friedrich Schumacher, one of the most celebrated pioneers of sustainable development, published the book Small is Beautiful, in which he advocates the adoption of renewable technologies for sustainable growth. He argued for local control of the economic process and the use of simple technology where there is harmony between production, the environment, and society. The solution to Africa's problems is not in increased depletion and exploitation of her natural resources through extending the national grids and the wholesale resettlement of rural people to commercial land, but in sustainable interventions that bring prosperity and more wealth to the average man or woman right where they are, where the communities have lived for centuries. 2 of the 3 key ingredients for increased economic activity are already present across rural Africa: land and labor. Only capital infusion is required, accompanied by training and access to markets. This is where the Sustainable Transformation of Africa with Renewable Technologies, or START initiative, comes in. The START initiative was conceived in 2014 by a Zimbabwe-based electrical engineer and energy expert, Trust Chifamba, who holds a Master of Sciences degree in renewable energy from Heriot-Watt in Edinburgh. Engineer Chifamba's vision is to holistically transform rural African homesteads using tried and tested, state-of-the-art and abundant renewable energy technologies, accompanied by sustainable agricultural methods such as conservation agriculture. Currently, the proof of concept phase is underway at Domboramavara in Chikomba district, about 45 kilometers from Wedza. The first homestead to be completed was the old Chifamba home, funded by engineer Trust Chifamba. The homestead currently has a standalone 2 kilowatt microgrid powered by solar energy and biogas, with a prolific borehole complete with water tanks and pipes. A 6 cubic meter biogas digester provides enough gas for all the cooking requirements. Under this simple setup, the homestead has gone from being a $500 per year enterprise to a $15,000 per year business over a period of just 9 months. High premium crops with a combined wholesale value of a conservative $10,000 have been grown in under 6 months. The total investment in this homestead was $15,000, and a gross yield almost equaling that amount was achieved in the first year, meaning that the investment in the project can be amortized in under 2 years. The activities at the homestead have also created full-time employment for 5 people, 4 of them being previously unemployed relatives. A second, bigger homestead has been built more recently. This newer homestead is to be used as a central hub of a scaled-up proof of concept for the START initiative, providing accommodation and office space for the team of experts working on the project. There is no doubt about the impact of the project, based on what has been achieved at the Chifamba homestead. Scaling up from the Chifamba homestead, the START concept is set to cover a larger area of just over 9 square kilometers within the surrounding Chikomba district, comprising 90 homesteads, 2 schools and a shopping center. All in all, about 1,200 people living in this area stand to benefit from the initiative. A 250 kilowatt mini-grid will be set up to power the area, which will be divided into 9 clusters, each cluster being made up of about 10 households. Clusters will be further divided into subclusters of 3 or 4 homesteads, which will share boreholes, water and biogas systems to optimize the cost of centralized infrastructure. The mini-grid, serving all the targeted entities, is backed by a biogas generator to provide a stable supply of electricity. The cluster-based biogas digesters also provide gas for all the kitchens. The stored water will be used for drip irrigation in the conservation farmed areas, and it will provide clean water for drinking and cooking. The yield from the smallholder plots is expected to grow by more than 600%, adding to improved profitability and nutrition. A major component of START is that it addresses all the 16 Sustainable Development Goals. The aim of START is to depart from the usual donor aid approach and build a viable, self-sustaining scheme. It is estimated that each homestead will be loaned about $18,000 for it to have all the critical START inputs, complete with training, supervision, and crop inputs. An end-to-end approach will be adopted in implementing this program, which will involve the villagers every step of the way. START Africa will manage the entire project, with several consortium partners in charge of the various sectors. The current financial production of the area is less than $40,000 per annum. This is guaranteed to shoot to about $1.8 million per annum in the first year. The payback period for the $18,000 investment per household is pegged at about 3 years. In the immediate future, START Africa proposes to deploy the pilot Rural Community Hybrid Renewable Energy Scheme integrated with smart agriculture to 9 selected locations in the 9 rural provinces in Zimbabwe. A total of 800 homesteads have been targeted for this proposed pilot. Using a replica of the original setup at Chikomba district, the project will provide sustainable energy to rural communities, clean water, improved agriculture, and a massively expanded rural economy. The START initiative will generate more than 3 million permanent jobs in the formal sector in less than 5 years, guaranteeing employment for all the youths and able-bodied adults in the rural areas. As a result of the increase of employment opportunities in the rural communities, we could be seeing an urban to rural migration, resulting in less congested cities. The START initiative is set to provide a basis for the complete transformation of Zimbabwean society towards first world living standards in 5 years, where 4 million jobs will be created nationally and the country's GDP will escalate from $10 billion to $40 billion. The START project has received endorsement from 5 key government ministries, namely the Ministry of Energy and Power Development, the Ministry of Environment, Water and Climate, the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Rural Resettlement, and the Ministry of Local Government, Public Works and National Housing. The entire Domboramavara community has signed up for the project, witnessed by the local district administrator. The START initiative, creating prosperity in African village communities.